The following broadcast is intended for mature audiences. These are real people sharing very real, deeply personal experiences. This content may be considered triggering for others and for those who are sharing. The chat room is a privilege intended for discussions and sharing. You are not being asked to agree, but you are being asked to stay civil and refrain from personal attacks. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Am I Mental? A live podcast where real people share stories about how life impacts mental health and health impacts mental health impacts life. It's a little twisty there. I'm your host, E, and with us tonight is our co-host, C.
Hello.
Jay is on vacation. It was planned before she accepted coming on as a co-host, and I mean, vacations, they tend to be good for your mental health, so who are we to say, no, you can't have a vacation? I mean, that would be so fucked up. Kind of like
no,
when
you gotta keep on doing it.
Yeah, kind of like when our guests are like, I have a lot going on. I don't know if I can make the show this week. How fucked up would it be for us to be like, no, you have to do it anyway? Before we get going.
Super.
Right? So before we get going, follow us, like us, share episodes. Probably the best way you could help us out. You can also help us out by going to mimental.net/donate. There's a number of ways that you can get us a little bit of money. Every penny goes right back into the podcast. Our biggest expense, quite literally, is the hosting itself, followed very closely by the website, and also Zoom. It ain't cheap. A year of Zoom is I mean, it's not expensive per se, but it's another expense. And, as we grow, right, I do want to get an app for iOS and Android. Spreaker does provide a service to do that. It's $100 a year per platform, so that's $200 a year just for those two platforms. Plus, to get hosted on some of the places, like on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, yeah, there's additional fees on top of that. So, yeah, we would love to get all this stuff. And your guys are the ones that make it possible. And as we are right now, it's because of you guys. So thank you very much.
Yes. It's amazing what you guys are doing.
Seriously. Without further ado, I would introduce our guest this week, KZ, but bastard went and got himself some food and said, cover for me for 15 minutes. You'd think, having been the first co-host, he'd know better. But he's been out of the loop for this since, season 3, I think, is when Bexy took over.
Wow. 7 seasons ago.
Yeah, that's almost exactly 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been
that's a long-ass time.
It has been. It's kind of surprising just how long we've been doing this. This is year 3, season 10.
Wow.
And, yeah, sometimes our scheduling, we get people that we'll have a wait list sometimes, and then there are times like this season where we're like, shit, we need a guest this week.
Right. Exactly.
The nature of a live podcast. It's something else. It's a trip. I didn't expect it to be this much work. I'd say overall it's more rewarding than not. How about you, C?
I would say so. I enjoy doing this.
I mean, for you, from what I remember, this podcast kind of gave you purpose at a time that you kind of needed it.
Yeah, it did. It gave me something to, well, 1, help people, and 2, help me, because, like you said, I needed something to do or it wouldn't have ended well, I feel.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, it's just like, I think you needed to be a part of something bigger than just your day-to-day. And I think you were feeling that need.
I'm glad I joined. I enjoy meeting new people, and I enjoy talking with you guys and being live. I don't talk much to you guys in the group chat, but I I'm a lurker. I lurk and I see what you guys post and say.
Yeah, and we post and say, I mean, and in our group chat, we post and say a lot of shit. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of memes, just sharing our life struggles. Like, I mean, we're seriously like a very tight-knit group. And Bexy's still in there, and, you know, KZ could join if he wanted to. I mean, dude's also, he's hilarious. he's one of the funnier guys I ever knew. I miss him. I wish that he still lived close, but, you know.
Aw.
Yeah, that's just life.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Meanwhile, you graduated, you have a vehicle, you're going to college soon.
Yep. So many huge things.
And you can vote in this election this year?
Crazy that they trust an 18-year-old who just got out of high school to vote.
Right? It's like, you know what? We don't trust you to drink. We don't trust you to smoke. Your insurance is going to be through the roof for another 25. But hey, you want to go ahead and get shot and vote? You can join the military and you can vote.
Great, right?
Right.
But,
now,
yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with voting, I'm saying.
And at the same time, too, it's like, hey, when you're 16, we're going to go ahead and put you in this 1-ton metal contraption and let you go flying around at speeds that the human body is not designed to survive if you have impacts. And you get to drive it by yourself.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, when I turned 16, I was so excited. I got my license, you know, and I was able to drive. Then I look back on it now, I was like, Jesus, they trusted me?
To be honest, I was the complete opposite. I really did not want to have my license or drive. I was determined to prolong it as much as I could, but my mom pushed me heavily.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once I got my vehicle and I got my license, I drove at times, but I still preferred riding my bike or walking everywhere because I lived in a tiny town of 3,500 people.
Right.
It was basically get in the car, start it up, idle across town in like 2 minutes, and shut it off. And wonder why my battery's dead after doing that, 4 or 5 times because I don't drive enough for the alternator to charge the battery. And DeVern's in the chat.
Oh, hi, DeVern.
He said that's the reason life is like a wet blanket. Good things are more work than anyone feels it is worth, and you can't trust anyone to vote. I will say that if the good things in life were easy, life would kind of suck. I mean, it would be kind of awesome, but then you wouldn't have that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, and then you would just feel unfulfilled after a while, I feel. And it would spiral from there, I mean, at least.
All we have to do is look at the lives of, like, childhood celebrities and the wealthy. When they don't have a challenge, their lives turn into a disaster. I mean, Britney Spears comes to mind. And it took how long for her to finally get her life back? 40 what? Before she was able to actually make decisions on her own again? And then what's she do? She goes ahead and gets pregnant and then immediately starts doing pictures of her just barely covering her nipples. It's like basically she's nude, but hiding, what's considered culturally inappropriate. And people lost their fucking minds going, she has teenage kids and blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but what Britney's doing isn't really all that different than what a lot of people do. I mean, you have...
a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
A lot of people in general as well.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I could go online right now and find nudes of people from my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? Their kids and grandkids can see this stuff too, but they didn't get yelled at. I just don't understand why we're holding Britney to this higher standard that we don't hold others to.
Probably because she's in the eye of the spotlight, Kind of like that. People will always, they'll always have something to say, is what I'm trying to say.
Right. And then, stuff like that. I mean, no wonder she lost her mind. No wonder her mental health went to shit. And then it's like, at the same time, so this year, she gets chastised publicly, and across social media and whatnot, for the full frontal nude photos that she took. She's showing off that she's still got a dynamite body even after having kids and all the hell that she's been through. Yet Christina Aguilera goes dancing around on the stage, repeating the word sex over and over again, thrusting around with a dildo, a strap-on, and not a fucking peep. She has kids too, It's like they're from the same group. They're both Disney, princesses, basically. They both came from Mickey Mouse Club. Yet one is being just ripped apart, and the other one's like, oh, this is fine.
Right.
If we're going to go by what's inappropriate, by a moralistic, moral authority kind of thing, well, they both did inappropriate things, but I think one's a little more inappropriate than the other, and you guys are attacking the lesser of the two. Although, personally, I don't really care what people do. If people want to take nude photos, or they want to go into a parade and parade around with a strap on, they could be buck-ass naked with a strap on for us to get around. I don't really care. It's your life. You go ahead and do it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't really want to take my kids to a restaurant and see that in the restaurant.
Right.
Okay, now if the restaurant's designed that way, I shouldn't be taking my kids there. Kind of like, you shouldn't take your kids to Hooters. just saying. Technically, there's nothing really wrong with it. But, there's a time and a place to actually expose your kids to this kind of stuff. And, the United States tends to be a little more stodgy than other nations. Like, you go to Europe and you'll see shampoo commercials where the people are full-blown buck-ass naked in the shower. And it may not even be about shampoo. They could be doing an advertisement for sparkling water. But they're buck-ass naked in the shower. Okay. That's great for them. That works for them. I don't know what kind of impact that has on a child. I don't. I'm not going to pretend like I know. I would like to research that more before I really wade deeply into those waters. But as it is right now, I would say it's culturally inappropriate for that here in the United States. So let's kind of go with that for the kids, because we don't know. I don't know one way or the other. Somebody does. Hey, if you know and you're listening to this, email us. guests@mimental.net. I want to know. Or e@mimental.net. I want to know. Hell, we'll bring you on the show. Actually, that'd be awesome, having a child psychologist on.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be very interesting. A lot to listen to.
Yeah.
You're just gonna see me sitting there silently, just watching the person, just listening. That's all you'll see.
Lurking again.
Yes. Just soaking in all the information.
Yeah. Actually, we do have coming up someone that has a PhD in psychology. Really excited about that. And I'm trying to get another one on, too. Would love to get back to where we had a regular psychologist come on once a season, like we did the first couple of seasons with... why did my mind just go completely blank? I can see her clear as day.
It happens. It's on the tip of your tongue. You got that mental image.
Yep. Rachel Conway. Yeah, and, she had her private practice, and, we advertised for her. She helped get us listeners, and she gave up her private practice because she would rather be with her family. That was probably good for her mental health. If you've seen enough psychologists, you'll easily say that a lot of the psychologists out there need more help than the people they treat sometimes. And that's a bad place.
Yeah, I heard from, I don't know which professional it was because I've seen quite a few, but one of them said, therapists need therapists too,
Well, they should.
Yeah, they should.
Just I know of a chiropractor who does, He gets NFL players. He's here in California, in the Sacramento area, and he gets people from the Jacksonville Jaguars to fly out for adjustments by him. Because it's not just chiropractic stuff that he does. He also does like muscle release and elasticity stuff. So he gets all sorts. He gets MMA fighters. He gets baseball players. He gets NFL players. He goes to Ironman and works there. And no, not even kidding. He said that at least once every other week, sometimes once a week, he gets an adjustment from a chiropractor, and then he turns around and gives that chiropractor an adjustment too. Because they have to. Because if you ever watch a chiropractor work, they really put their bodies into it. So Devern has blown up our chat right now. Let's see.
Oh.
You're either unfulfilled because you got what you wanted or because you can't get what you wanted. I don't know what it's like to not get what I wanted. I have always got whatever I set my mind to. It may not have been easy. It may have cost me in the long run, but I always got it. And then, oh, please, every girl has an OnlyFans now. Well, you know that OnlyFans isn't just for porn. I mean, yeah, that's their number one source of income right now and what they're most known for. But I've seen OnlyFans for bands and other artists, authors.
Dang.
I'm like, you might want to do a Patreon unless OnlyFans just gives you better money for it. Like, they don't take as much.
I knew OnlyFans like was also used for other things, but like, wow, I didn't know it was used for that many things.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like almost like a cross between like GoFundMe and Patreon, where you can actually like lock down your content for different tiers of, memberships and stuff. It's like I have these free videos, but I also have these other videos locked behind a paywall. But even the quote unquote free is locked behind the paywall of you need at least a basic account, whatever the minimum is.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
Or they're like, oh, well, this is a pay-per-view video, or you buy it and you get access to it, permanently, just this one extra video. And yeah, there's a lot they can do with OnlyFans. It's not just adult content.
Interesting.
And then the also, who cares if girls are showing everything? Everyone wants that, and then gripes when they do it. We could all be more than one thing. You can want to show off whether you got a kid or not. For the most part, I agree. And not just girls, guys too. You gotta allow for everybody. And Devern also said morals are wet blankets. I will have to disagree. But we could agree to disagree. I would love to get into a discussion about it. Not a debate, a discussion. Because, like, my philosophy that I've been cultivating for years now, morals are a big part of it. And not like the moral authority of, oh, no, you can't see boobs! That's not the kind of morals I'm talking about. And then USA
what
lists,
if we like boobs, though?
Well, I mean, I haven't met a person that goes, oh, God, boobs, ew. I've met gay dudes that still like boobs.
I mean,
straight women that like boobs. I mean,
right?
Boobs are awesome. Let's just throw that out there. And yay, we got Kat in here. Yeah, KZ's on now. He just slipped right back in here. 19 minutes. You said 15, it's 19. You fucking lied.
I had to run out to the truck for the headset, so.
So, we figured it out. It has been 7 seasons since you left.
Yeah, and I made one other appearance shortly after I got up here. But yeah, it's been a minute.
It has been a minute. You've gotten married.
That happened right before I left.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, you have old man glasses now. I'm sorry, but you do.
I've had them for a minute. They're not horrible. They're not my dad's that are like, huge, but
oh god, yeah, no, your dad's.
he's actually upgraded. He's looking a bit more chic now, so
nice. Because I was going to say before, he looked like it was a cross between Bug Eyes and Aviators, but not nearly as cool as either.
Right.
Oh, no.
Oh. But yeah,
I love your dad.
I know he's a kick in the pants. He's still working. Got he's actually back in Alaska working. So
Yeah, and you've kind of gone to the halfway point from where you were to where your dad is now.
yeah. Actually, it's there's actually an opening that I put in for, mostly as a let's see if they're actually interested in somebody who's qualified, just to see what happens.
So you might be going to Alaska.
Maybe we'll see. Not moving, but at least working. So
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
yeah, they do a rotating cycle, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or if you can negotiate it, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off.
Oh, that's not too bad. Then it allows you to go home and just chill.
Exactly. But yeah, no. Other than that, not a whole lot else has been going on. I don't know where we left off last time I was here, but within the first few months of moving to the wonderful state of Washington, we lost 3 pets: my dog, the wife's dog, and one of my ferrets.
Oh.
Dude, that
so that
sucks.
Yeah. It started off with my little girl ferret, and she had always had some issues. Kind of it seemed neurological, or I rescued her, and she always seemed a little off. But yeah, she just started having seizures and stuff, so we had to have her put down. And then my dog ended up somehow or another flipping her stomach. And, yeah, it was gonna cost like $6,000 to fix, and we couldn't come up with the money because we had spent everything moving. So we ended up opting to have her put down also.
Dude, I would have helped fund.
Yeah, we were trying. I mean, we were scrambling. It was horrible. And then
how old
we
was
had
she?
to. She was like 12. She had a pretty decent life, but she's a full size standard poodle.
Yeah, that's.
Glad she had a good long life.
That's kind of up there for a standard poodle too. Like big dogs just don't live long.
No, but no, she was good. And then just a few months after that, the wife's chocolate lab, who was 13-ish, 14-ish or so, she ended up going also, diabetes and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Meanwhile, my yellow lab just came up next to me. She just turned 10 this month.
Oh.
Yeah, we.
Like labs can live up to 20, but you're more likely to get about 13 to 15.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. And then, other than that, just been working my tail off. We've had some changes in the organization, and we've had a whole lot of people leave and not a whole lot of people come on. And so now I'm basically the only guy doing my job on the west side of the state.
Damn.
So, yeah, so I'm running all over the place. I had like a 16-hour day last week.
Whew.
Yeah, it was a fun one. But yeah, so work's had me running around crazy. I now have 2 high schoolers. The youngest just graduated 8th grade. And then, let's see. The oldest has been doing color guard in her JROTC stuff, and has been doing pretty darn amazing there. They got first in their division for their unarmed duo, and ended up going to state for that. And I forget where they placed in state, but they did pretty good.
Nice.
And right around Christmas time, the wife was seeming a little shady. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And
I hope that was a big surprise for you.
I'm like, man, what the heck's going on? And, I couldn't figure it out. Well,
yeah. Christmas time for me, it sucks. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, as a parent, I've always second guessed myself. Like, am I doing enough for them? Are they happy? Is everything okay? And
sign of a good parent.
yeah, and obviously the kids are happy. They get, most everything they want, so it's not a huge deal. But it's one of those stressful times, and it's like, oh man. And then, she's running around, and I know she was up to something, not anything bad, but I'm like, she's acting a little shady. Like, so what the heck's going on here? And she called me up. She was running late getting home one day, and I had her on the phone. She was driving down the road, and I heard something in the background, and I'm like, what was that? She goes, I don't know. I heard that too. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
she's like,
no.
yeah. She's like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, so
She got you a puppy, didn't she?
I'm getting there. So she comes home. She comes home and she's like, okay, what I have for you is in the back of the car, but I need you to help get stuff out of the front seat. So could you go down to the car and get the stuff out of the front seat? And I go down and I open up the door, and there is this absolutely adorable black golden doodle sitting in the front seat.
Aww.
And
where is this dog? I want to see.
Oh, let me see where she's at. Hold on.
And I can't help but chuckle a little bit since you're wearing an Aftershock shirt.
Right.
Considering Aftershock is right around the corner.
Charlie.
Oh,
Come here.
no.
Hi. Oh, yes. Hi. Yes.
Oh.
That's Miss Charlie. That's what the wife surprised me at Christmas with. She's a giant turd.
She's gorgeous. You
Adorable, though.
You like your doodles. That's for sure.
I do. It was the wife said it was a toss-up between a doodle and a boxer, and I would have been happy with either. But yeah.
Oh, I love boxers.
I'll have to send you pictures of. I'll have to send you a picture of when she was a baby, because just absolutely adorable. And she's had a really fluffy coat up until, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Her hair compared to my standard poodle gets quite a bit longer, and she was getting a little matted around her muzzle. And so I was like, well, I'll just, I'll shave down her face and call it good. Well, shaving down the face ended up to shaving everything except for the tail.
Oh, no.
And
you look goofy. I need to change this a little bit. You still look goofy. I need to change this a little bit. God damn, I'm going to have to shave the whole body, aren't I?
well, and then of course I did that, and I'm looking at her and I'm going, I can't do this again, because she looked like shaving everything minus the tail, because my standard poodle had a dock tail. I shave her down and she looks exactly like Beanie. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. I was like,
not ready for that.
Yeah, I was like, you're growing your hair out, and I'm never cutting you down again. We're going to make sure we brush you 1,000,000 times a week so you don't get any mats.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, no, she's a sweetheart, just super smart. But yeah, we got her for Christmas, and everything else is good. But yeah, just staying busy.
All right, so Kat said congratulations to your daughter. That's tough and impressive.
Yep.
Also said that her sister has a schnauzer poodle, and he's older.
Aww.
Now, you know that I come from a family that loves big dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And my sister tends to get medium to big dogs. She recently adopted a Chug.
Oh, God.
Chihuahua pug.
Oh,
Yep.
my God.
This dog is fucking adorable. Like, I could see why she saw the dog and, like, melted. And her videos that she does on TikTok with the dog, they're great. Like, the little kid, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? And the dog's doing this to ducks, running around trying to get the ducks. And the ducks are just like, fuck off.
Aww. A dog that I would love to have one day is a Pomsky. I saw a picture of one of them as an adult and as a baby, and I just fell in love.
Yeah, those are super cute. I've seen some videos of those guys.
Look, I just want a Shih Tzu poodle mix. That way I can say I have a Shih Tzu poo.
Right. Oh man.
And Kat wants pictures. So, Casey, did you know that we have a Discord?
No, I don't think so.
You should get on our Discord. Did you know that we have a website?
I want to say yes, but my memory is horrible. So
Yeah, so if you go to the website, just amymental.net, there's a Discord icon, and you can join our Discord, and we have an area for, like, photos and shit, so.
oh, nice, cool.
Yeah. Trying to make this more, less just podcast and more community.
Yeah. No, sounds good.
Yeah. It's a nice little place.
We even have a little art gallery where, if it's art, put it in there. Whether it's creative writing, digital art, traditional, like painting, drawings, music, whatever.
Nice.
Photography.
Awesome.
It's all art.
Yeah, no, definitely.
There's a guy that comes into the chat every once in a while, KV, I think it was, or KV Kingdom, something like that. And tell him, too, it's like, dude, post your games. Game design is an art.
Yeah.
Kat wants a picture of the chug.
Yes, all the pictures, she said.
Ziggy is small, 10 pounds, so soft and totally fearless. Meanwhile, my beagle, Buster, he acts tough until he's, called out. And then he is the biggest wuss. Like, so you've been to my place, but you haven't been in the back at nighttime.
No.
It is really dark. We don't have streetlights. There's no streetlights in this neighborhood. None.
That's good for stargazing then.
Yeah, I mean, there's still light pollution from just being in a suburb, but yes, we can actually see stars. But
right.
If you go through the gate next to my garage, it is almost pitch black at night. Because it's just, you have the garage on one side, you have a wall of ivy on the other, and you have the overhang, too. So even when the moon's out, it is just dark as fuck. And I'll make noises and stuff, and Buster will come up, doing his beagle howl at me. Like the alert one, like, hey, there's something over here! And then I'll do the Great Cornholio with my shirt, but then I'll hunch over, and I'll go in and be like, and he hits an octave higher and runs for his life. And then Sadie comes out wondering what's going on, sees me, gets that little cautious stance, like, what the hell? And then she smells me, he's like, oh, it's just Dad goofing off again. And Buster is just pinned as far away from me as possible, or hiding underneath the play structure, just howling his little head off.
Oh, that's pretty good.
You would think that a scent hound would trust his sense of scent before he trusts his eyes and ears.
Right?
Because that would give it away every time. He'd know, oh, it's just you.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, but yeah.
I have
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. It was just a random question. Have you guys seen any YouTube videos about people teaching their animals how to talk with buttons?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of that is... Oh, God, what is that term? Give me a second here. There was a horse that supposedly knew how to count and knew how to respond with buttons, and it turned out it didn't. It was just watching the body language and knew what to expect. And a lot of the dogs are like that too. Like, they just know, I hit this button, I get this.
Right. I love watching the ones though where they're like, what do you want? What do you want? And it hits the button, it's all walk. And they're like, no, not right now. And then it goes over and hits the other one, it's all bitch.
This is driving me nuts, because I go to put in, like, I'm trying to search it, and it's really hard to search the name of it. It's like a Clever Howard or Clever something or other. The name of the horse, it's Clever, and the name of the horse. And the horse just learned how to read the body language and know what to expect. And a lot of the dogs with those buttons, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But there are some, like the border collies. They actually fucking learn.
Oh, yeah.
If you want a great show, a great documentary, Dogs Decoded. Unbelievable. It was on Netflix. It might still be, because, you know, they may get rid of a lot of their content because, well, they can't hold it anymore because, you know, like Disney went and launched their own streaming service and said, fuck you, can't have any of our shit anymore.
Right.
But that documentary is amazing because there was a border collie that they showed, and the one thing that dogs cannot do, but this border collie can, is you can give a picture of an item that you want, and the dog will go and get it.
Oh.
A two-dimensional picture and finds the exact correct 3D object. That's something that most animals cannot do. That's something that's pretty unique to humans. And apparently border collies.
Nice.
And Kai was just talking about there's a few cats that also use the buttons.
Yep, I watched Illy the cat.
Oh! So did you see the Mr. Ballin I sent you, see? That I sent the group.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I watched quite a few of his videos, so...
So KZ, C and I happened to discover pretty much around the same time, without saying it to each other, this dude on YouTube called Mr. Ballin. He is one of the greatest storytellers I have ever seen. He talks about the strange and unusual what he does.
Dude, I've been watching him for a hot minute. If I remember right, he's ex-military.
Ex-Navy SEAL, yes.
Yeah.
He did a video 4 days ago about a guy that walked the Pacific Crest Trail, and then shit got weird when he got into Lassen National Forest, and it got even more weird when he got to Mount Shasta.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
And I was like, yeah, that's Mount Shasta. And he was like, he even mentioned, Mount Shasta is a very almost terrifying area where missing people that are never found, even with huge search parties, is a common occurrence. Like, a frighteningly common occurrence. And I'm like, yeah, that's Mount Shasta. The locals, they never go missing. It's always the tourists.
Interesting.
And the thing is that the general attitude of the Mount Shasta people, at least pre-2000, because, I mean, it's been taken over by flatlanders now. But pre-2000, the general attitude was, who cares about tourists? By the locals. Yeah, we'll go looking for you, but, you know, you're a tourist. That was the overall opinion.
Yeah, it's tourist season, but we don't get to shoot them.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to actually have my... back when we had answering machines and landlines, my answering machine said, you know, that this is the Mount Shasta Tourist Hunting Association. But yeah, so the only issue I had with Mr. Ballin on that particular episode is that he kept calling it Mount Shasta. I'm like, no, it's not aw.
Just like the old colas back in the day.
They actually were canned and bottled in Mount Shasta.
Yep.
And now it's a Pepsi distribution plant, last I remember.
Yep, still is.
Probably will always be.
Oh, probably.
But, yeah, so... And it's like, you know, he was talking about, and I put in comments, I'm like, dude, you have no idea. And he's like, yeah, the guy headed towards this really tiny town called Castella. I'm like, just so you know how small Castella is, there are people that live within 10 miles of it and don't realize it exists.
Wow.
You drive past it on the freeway, and if you blink, you don't see it.
Yeah, it has a single exit.
Oh my god.
It is probably it is among the tiniest towns I've ever visited. The absolute tiniest I ever visited, it's pronounced Bray, but it's kind of spelt Bra. It was literally 10 houses in a general store that was also a gas station, post office, everything. The smallest town I had ever seen.
Bartle?
That's tiny.
Yeah, there's like a diner and a couple of houses.
The smallest I've ever heard of, there's one in Oregon, just outside of Bend. It is literally a single building, but it was out in an unincorporated area, unclaimed. So they incorporated it. They live In the upper half of the building, the bottom half is general store, post office, gas station, everything.
Nice.
Wow.
Population 2.
Nice.
But yeah, one thing that people got to realize about Mount Shasta is like a lot of the people that that disappear, very good chance it's mountain lions. There's a lot of mountain lions up there. They are ghost silent. They are almost impossible to see when they don't want to be seen, even when you're like could almost reach out and touch them. Then they kill silently too and drag things off silently. So when you hear the stories about two people that are out hiking in the wilderness, and then one turns away for a minute and looks back and their friend is just gone, yeah, it's probably a mountain lion. Although there's also
Bigfoot.
Yeah, or could be. It could be a. It definitely wasn't a grizzly, or it definitely wasn't a black bear, because black bears will make noise.
And they usually run away from you.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny. They're way bigger and way stronger. It could rip you to shreds, but you stand tall, lift up your arms, and roar at them, and they're like, fuck this, and run.
Yeah, if it's
Exactly.
black, fight back. If it's brown, get on the ground. If it's white,
Good
you're
night.
just gonna die. Yeah.
Good night. But there's also the crazies, and Mr. Ballin's story was about the crazies.
Oh, yeah.
Two people in white that were stalking this guy.
Oh.
Picked up in Lhasa National Forest, and yeah, he gave up trying to finish his hike and bolted to Mount Shasta after he got past Castella.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes total sense.
Oh, fun fact, Castella is so small, it doesn't have a police department, it doesn't have a fire department, it doesn't even have a sheriff's station.
Wow.
It's technically in Shasta County, where Mount Shasta is actually in Siskiyou County, which is kind of weird, but that's what it is. So, when they need police, they have to call Redding, which is an hour away, to get police to come and help them. And then they can radio up to Dunsmuir, which is, you could throw a rock from Castella and hit Dunsmuir, and Dunsmuir's on the other side of the county. And their sheriffs could go and help if they get permission, because it's jurisdiction shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said,
Wow.
and a lot of people, there are people that live in Castella that think they're in Siskiyou County and think they're in Dunsmuir. Like, they literally live in the town and don't realize they're in Castella.
That's how small it is. Wow.
So,
Wow.
the 16... Oh, you know when you said that you're basically the only person on the west side of your state doing your job?
Yes.
Good thing it's Washington and not California.
Right? Yeah, no, that, and you know, it's so funny because, like, I've come to learn in Washington here, like, where, you know, growing up in Shasta area there, something was 60 miles away, it's 60 minutes away.
Yeah.
Right? There's no traffic, you just go.
Yep.
It doesn't matter up here. I'm close enough to Seattle that it's like, oh, hey, that's 60 miles away. You'll get there, well, depending on when you go and the day, and, you know, if the stars align just right, it could be anywhere from 60 minutes to 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. That's just like driving I-80, depending on the time of day, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And what's crazy is that even the weekends, the commute, like the traffic jams, happen at almost the same time, even on the weekends, which is just insane.
Oh, absolutely.
Like when I lived in San Diego, you didn't plan trips based on, you know, distance. You based trips on time to leave in order to
Right.
get the gap between the commutes.
Oh, absolutely.
You're like, okay, so if we leave at this time, we could get out of San Diego as the commute starts getting heavy, which will put us getting into LA just as their commute's dying.
Man.
Time it just right.
Yep.
I do have one other update for you, because I'm pretty sure I've shared some of my my medical history in the past.
You have, like your Crohn's disease?
Yep. I actually have a minor surgery scheduled for tomorrow. I've been dealing with a drainage issue plus years at this point. We're working on trying to resolve that, and the first phase of that happens tomorrow, and we'll keep fingers crossed that that one goes fine, and then they are going to start me on a medication that's hopefully going to get everything healed up. So,
okay, so yes, just hearing drainage issue causes the imagination to just go nuts.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. So,
do you have the folded over bladder and you can't pee all of it out?
oh no, it's like a second asshole.
Ooh,
Oh.
too much Taco Bell there, buddy.
Oh, there's never too much. Keeps you regular.
He lagged at the perfect time.
Yeah, actually, what's funny is that my wife, this last weekend, she's like, we're taking my daughter to a tutor. She has issues with concentrating and doing her homework. She's smart. She knows, like, for language, she knows all the rules. She applies them appropriately. She knows the exceptions. You know, she's brilliant, but she gets bored. I think she has ADHD, and we're in the process of having that evaluated right now to find out if she has it or not. And I'm like, I have ADHD. The wife has ADHD. Pretty sure she has ADHD.
Right. Good likelihood.
Yeah, but again, at 7 years old, a lot of times it's just being 7 years old. So we don't want to jump the gun too soon. It's like we would like to know, would she be diagnosed as such, but we're not going to medicate.
Yeah.
There's coping tricks that you can do and things. Yeah, it's hard. I know firsthand. I was unmedicated for ADHD. I'm still unmedicated for ADHD. I did go on medication for a little bit. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. It felt like my brain was just hijacked. But yeah, so when we were leaving, she's like, "Hey, you want to get Taco Bell for breakfast?" I was like, I was just wondering when was the last time I had an anal cleanse, and you know what? This is as good a time as any. And she's like, you could be careful about what you order. I'm like, there is no such thing as careful at Taco Bell. She's like, that's right. You get bean burritos and they still wreck you. I'm like, yeah, I get like the most basic fucking food item and I'm still wrecked. And Kat wishes you good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Should be easy. So
I always knew that you were an asshole, but Jesus.
Hey, it's a good explanation for it.
Actually, what's funny is during the disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast, I was joking with C. I was like, I say in the disclaimer, no personal attacks. I'm like, I'm going to fucking just personally attack KZ for this. For disappearing on us when we're about to go live to go get food.
Hey, if you've had the wife's marinated chicken, you would not pass it up. You'd understand.
You just said marinated chicken. I understand. Yeah. Did you know that chicken is now America's favorite protein?
Yeah, probably because nobody can afford the beef right now.
Well, no, it actually that actually happened about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
When we could still afford beef.
Right?
Kat called you a double asshole. She doesn't really swear. Called you an AH, but
Yeah. Get the gist.
I think if I ever saw Kat drop an F-bomb, I'd swallow my tongue.
Oh, God.
So, with all these people being let go, with very few people coming in, and these really long days, how was your mental health? What are you doing to keep your shit together?
Consistently looking for another job.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I get that. If they keep piling on work and they're not piling on help, yeah, that's the logical conclusion.
Yeah, or piling on work and not piling on pay. Like, I'm doing the job of 5 guys.
but getting paid for one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a prestige thing.
Yeah.
You get the bragging rights after it's all said and done, and maybe a thank you.
Well, exactly. You know, it's one of those where, you know, we're working on decommissioning an old system, and the previous guys that were doing the job, they were so set in their ways. They're, you know, old timers that liked the old stuff and didn't want to move it over to the new stuff, so they just kind of left it as is, and then they take off, and it's like, okay, stuff starts happening to the old stuff because they're not around maintaining it. I'm trying to take care of a bunch of things, but it's like, if we could just get everything off of the old system and onto the new system, we would be good. So it's like, okay, well, let's go ahead and start working on that. So we start working on that. I wasn't the only guy on my side for a while there. As of the first of this month, I'm the only guy, because the guy that was over here kind of helping me on the south end of the state put in for a transfer to go to the east side of the state, and they allowed it even though they already had 2 techs on the east side.
And
so,
if memory serves me correct, the east side, far less populated.
Far less populated. You've got Yakima, Wenatchee, and Spokane, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, Olympia, it's east of Seattle, but it's not that far east.
No, Olympia's southwest of Seattle.
Yeah. Oh, southwest.
Yeah. Yep, it's kind of at the base of the peninsula there.
All I know is I remember Olympia beer.
Right.
Do they still make it?
I would assume so. It's pretty much everything everybody drinks up here, because the alcohol, the hard alcohol tax is ridiculous. You see a price on the wall, for, you know, whatever it is, and you basically add an extra 50% to it for the tax.
Olympia beer discontinued after 125 years, January 27th, 2021.
Wow.
We'll blame it on the vid.
The brand says they still hope to, quote, bring Olympia beer back home one day, end quote. Wow.
Long ass time.
Yeah, 125 years. That's painful. I mean, yeah, it's alcohol, whatever, but I mean, that's painful.
Oh, yeah.
The major part... Okay, there's a really good article about the decline. Mainly, ownership started cycling through multiple hands starting in the 80s. Oh! It became part of Pabst. Well, that explains everything. Sorry, Pabst, if you were just thinking about sponsoring us. I don't know that alcohol would be really the thing that we would want for a sponsorship, considering what it does to mental health. And yeah, we have recovering addicts as guests.
I will say it does increase my singing ability.
No, it doesn't.
We got to go hit some karaoke, man. I'll prove it to you.
I love karaoke. I'll go anytime.
Right?
Oh, I took, I don't want to name drop. You know, my middle daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Took her out to her first karaoke bar earlier in the month, or last month.
Oh.
She turned 21 in April and got her out in May, and she had a blast.
Dude, it's like, seriously, she's that old?
Yeah. Dude, yeah. The oldest has a kid.
I know. I heard.
I mean, dude. Okay, so
yeah,
for C and for the listeners that may not know, KZ and I for a while were stepbrother-in-laws.
Yeah, stepbrother-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah, I married his stepsister.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and she had a kid before we got together, but that kid was 13 months once we were officially together. And he still calls me dad. And he's coming up on 30 soon.
Wow.
And he tries to call me old. I'm like, dude.
Right?
You're about to find out that 17 years difference between us isn't really that big a difference.
No.
Yeah, now when my youngest two call me old, man, that hurts. When the older ones call me old, I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm like, I've only got 4 years left until all mine are done with school. Or at least the required schooling.
My youngest is going into kindergarten this year.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
That size says it all.
Yeah.
I think what it said for me is, I'm glad I don't have to do this again, but I would if I had to.
Oh, no. I would probably do something rash if I had another kid.
Yeah, you How many do you have?
Just two.
So you're not counting the ones from your ex-wife?
Well, if you count those, technically 5.
Do they still count you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Just like me, I had technically 5.
Yeah. But yeah, if oh god, that right there would give me a mental breakdown. I would need to seek some serious help.
It's actually, in some ways, it is so much easier this time around. And in other ways, it is the hardest thing I've ever done. I can't stay up all night like I used to. I don't have the energy that I used to. But I sure know a hell of a lot more than I used to.
Oh, see, I would be afraid that I would end up like my mother with my youngest sister. Just be like, hands up, I don't care. Just do what you want. Leave me alone. Try to stay out of trouble.
God, no.
But, yeah, no.
No. I will say that there's no way in hell I'd take on another kid. Unless they're at least the same age or older than my youngest. No new kids. No younger ones. Like if something happened between me and my wife, or something happened to her where, we don't have her anymore. I mean, come on, I'm in my 40s. How many single women out there in their 40s don't have a kid or two or more?
Right.
It's that whole gotta be realistic. And then if I do get involved with one that doesn't have a kid, there's a chance they're going to want one.
Yeah.
Especially once they start helping out with my kids. Oh, wouldn't we make a really great kid? No. Nope. I will chop everything off down there first. Nope.
I will go climb up a tower and hang out in front of a 10,000 watt antenna and cook what's left of my cojones.
Oh.
So you become picante balls from The Boys Diabolical.
Right.
I finally started watching that last night, and oh my god. If Looney Tunes were... it's like Looney Tunes, but R-rated.
Right.
Wait, what is?
Okay, have you watched The Boys on Amazon Prime?
No.
I think you would absolutely love it. It's superheroes, but they're a good old boys club, and it is so fucked up. It shows how power corrupts. And Diabolical is a series of cartoons based on the world of The Boys, and dear God, they're fucked up. There is so much blood and gore. So much blood and gore. And there's an episode that clearly was done by the creators of Rick and Morty. Same exact eyes, same exact teeth, animation style, and that's where Picante Balls is. And Christian Slater's the narrator. That's actually his superpower. He's the narrator.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking of Rick and Morty, did you know that they have a D&D Rick and Morty. Like there's an actual
Module?
module for Rick and Morty.
Okay. I'm interested.
It's my two coworkers and I, we've been playing a little bit of it, and it's pretty interesting.
I just went ahead and backed a Kickstarter for a Faith No More based RPG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they got their funding, and I should be getting. I went with, if I'm going to back a Kickstarter, I think would be kind of cool. I'm going to give the maximum because I want all the good shit. You know?
Right.
If there's expansions, I want them. If there's swag, I want it. I want to show. Yeah, I backed this. This is something I helped to become a reality. That's why. If you see my Plague Inc. board game, I have the deluxe edition. It's a black box with gold foil.
Oh, nice.
Everybody else's Plague Inc. game is red and black. Everybody else's Plague Inc. game has less players than I do. Everybody else's Plague Inc. game doesn't have virus like I do. You have to get that separately. I don't. So yeah, this is based on the world of Faith No More. It's a like a cyberpunk dystopian future style role-playing game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting a t-shirt, possibly a hat. I'm getting everything digital and print. I can't wait.
So,
oh shit! You're going to love my shirt.
hold on. Is that Raceland?
Yeah.
Nice. Speaking of, hold on.
We are, see, as you can tell, we're big D&D nerds. And I know that you're getting into it.
Yeah, I got a group from I have an LGBT group on Discord, and we made one. Our dungeon master left before we even got our first campaign, so one of the people that we know is taking over, but they got finals right now, so it'll be in July.
Wait, can you, Kyle? Oh god damn it, I did it. KZ.
That's okay.
Mark it down.
Say it louder so that way it gets the big screen.
Okay, how's that looking?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good.
I got all. I picked up all of them. I was like, I haven't read them in a hot minute, and I'd like to have my own copy. So
you're missing one.
Yeah. Yes.
You're missing the one between Spring Dawning and Summer Flame.
In summer.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
Honestly, if you're not really big into reading and you like fantasy, like The Hobbit and stuff like that, which The Hobbit is a great starting point. Honestly, it is a great story. It's pretty light, easy read, good lore, good storytelling. It was literally the invention of a genre. Lord of the Rings, that is some heavy reading. Don't go from The Hobbit into Lord of the Rings unless you are prepared for a major jump in the commitment and the seriousness of the writing. I would say The Hobbit and then Dragonlance. Dragonlance is a great place to start.
Oh, yeah.
Tasselhoff Burfoot is the whole reason, really, to read the books. But then Raceland's just as awesome in his own right.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason that they made the Twins trilogy. It was because of Raceland. There's a reason that they did the Soul Forge, because Raceland. Raceland is just a fascinating character. For those that don't know, Raceland has a twin brother. The twin brother got all the physical attributes. He got all the mental attributes. Raceland's very unhealthy. His twin brother, super healthy. His twin brother, very kind and not really ambitious. Just, kind of just makes his way through life. Raceland, extremely ambitious and very cutthroat. And he got it was meant as a humbling way to help remind him of his own mortality. he has hourglass pupils, so he sees time as it affects all things. So when he sees people, when he looks at you, he's watching you literally age, die, and rot and decay right before his eyes. Such a fascinating character.
Oh yeah, no, and it's been a long time since I've read any of the books, so it's like it'll be like reading them again.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my youngest ones into that stuff again, because like I got my older, like my ex-wife and I, we really got the older ones really into reading, and the oldest one really dove deep into Dragonlance, even reading the stuff that was the non-Weiss Hickman stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which was just really, really good, according to him. I never got into that. I was like, if it's not Weiss Hickman, I'm not interested. That was just my way of doing it. And then I got into the Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time is a major leap over. Like when you read the Wheel of Time, it's like, okay, this is like high fantasy for adults, where Dragonlance is for young adults and adolescents.
Yeah.
Because it gets a lot more mature in the themes. It's a lot darker. It's a lot twistier. Yeah.
My coworker, he's very heavy into the Wheel of Time, and for I think it was his birthday last year or something, his wife had a custom-made sword, basically trying to as closely as they could replicate one from the story.
Is it heron marked?
Yes, it is.
Oh. Basically, the sword is a katana.
Yeah,
it's a single-edged, slightly curved sword that can be handled one-handed or two-handed. Well, there's a katana for you.
Yeah.
Most often, two-handed. Yeah, that's a fucking katana.
Yeah, they played with it a little bit, but he got it, and it looks amazing. And it's got a nice scabbard and stuff for it too. It's pretty awesome.
So the oldest, he has the Legend of Zelda Master Sword, and it is legit made as a true sword where you don't touch the blade because your oils could ruin the blade on your skin.
Wow.
Yeah. And I look at it, I'm like, that is a very impressive blade, but I never would get a video game sword made at that quality because it's a video game sword. But I get it. For him, it's that big a deal. And that's awesome.
Right.
Like, I would absolutely love that level of quality for a heron mark blade from the Wheel of Time. And other people would be like, really? You would get something that quality for a freaking book? Well, yeah, that's what it means to me. So I get it.
Right.
You were mentioning Kickstarter earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't get it via Kickstarter because that was a hot minute ago, but my buddy did, and we were playing this game when I was in Oregon, and I had to pick it up. It's amazing. It's called Scythe. It's like a kind of like a steampunk Risk, basically.
Oh, I've heard of it too. I've heard the name,
Interesting.
but I've never actually heard anything about it. That's cool.
Yeah, we played it quite a bit there in Grants Pass, and I fell in love with it. I was like, all right, that's awesome. And then I was like, we're up here and we're talking about possibly doing board game nights with the family and stuff. I'm like, well, this would be kind of cool. And it also has a play by yourself option also, so you can have it basically animate, or automate or whatever the other players, and so you can play against yourself basically.
That's awesome.
Yep. So if you're a bum and you don't have any friends or friends that want to hang out like I do, you play by yourself.
So Kat was saying that she only ever read The Hobbit. And I was like, if you like The Hobbit, I strongly recommend picking up Dragons of Autumn Twilight.
Yeah, good place to start, especially within what is it, the first couple of pages.
Besides, it's Flint's dagger. That right there,
Exactly.
I was...
Exactly.
Boom!
Exactly.
I was hooked. You couldn't get me to put the book down after that line. And that's only, 3-4 pages in.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
Tasselhoff is amazing!
I was trying to talk my youngest into starting to read it. I think it's going to take a little bit more poking and prodding because she's totally into the Warrior Cat books.
My middle daughter was really big in Warrior Cat books.
Yeah, my youngest, she has every single one that is out to date, and she has read every single one.
That was where my middle one was, and then she discovered The Wheel of Time.
Nice.
Warrior Cats is amazing. I was one of those kids that read every single book.
All
Yeah,
right, so I will have to send you. Let's see here. Are they in our Discord? If they're in our Discord, I'm going to say, here's this person here is my daughter. I'm not going to say it on the air, but I'll if they're in there. Yep, they're in there. Okay. I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat because KZ is more than welcome to.
You couldn't hear me because I was muted, but when KZ mentioned Warrior Cats, I literally gasped.
I saw your eyes light up. All right, so in the Zoom chat, I just exposed to you two who my middle daughter is and name. So if you ever wanted, if you wanted to talk Warrior Cats, there you go.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, and she'll probably engage. She's pretty awesome. I'll give her a heads up and be like, hey, my co-host, see? Gonna reach out to you?
Well, I might. It depends. I gotta mentally prep myself before I message
That's
people.
also why I would let her know, because she has to mentally prep herself. You two, I think, would hit it off really well, to be honest.
Okay.
You two have so much in common.
I'll have to have a talk with her.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So Kat just went and bought the 4-book series of Kindle. So you got the Dragonlance Chronicles. The one that's missing between, like I was telling KZ, between Spring Dawning and Summer Flame is, I think it's called just Second Generation or Next Generation.
Yeah.
If you skip that book, a lot of stuff in Summer Flame, you're just going to have to take and run with it without actually understanding. It's doable. I did it. And then I read that other book, The Second Generation, went, well, fuck, that explains everything that I just had to take without explanation. So, if you get through Spring Dawning, pick up that other one. Cat, I started the Warrior Cats, but couldn't get into them. Warrior Cats was meant more for, late elementary school, junior high.
Literally, that's exactly when, I started reading, I don't know, 4th grade, 3rd grade, and I just fell in love from there.
So if you read not the Wheel of Time, if you read Lord of the Rings or even watched the movies, if you start Wheel of Time, there's enough similarities to help draw you in. The Mere Drow are based fairly strongly on the Ring Wraiths, the Nazgul. It was deliberately made to have similarities in order to draw you in, because it's hard to get into something that everything's completely alien. It's a very remote area that they start you in, just like with The Hobbit, very isolated away from the rest of the world. So it's really good, but it's one of the critics said it very well about Robert Jordan didn't just take old wine and put it in a new bottle. He took old bones and wrapped them in new flesh. Another critic said these books contain magic. They will make you neglect your chores and stay up way past your bedtime. And my favorite one, and I mean, I love those two, but my favorite one, because it's literally the most accurate, it came out in the later books, like just before Robert Jordan died, that said, it may take you a year to get to this point from the beginning, but it is a year that will not be wasted. Oh, Kat was just saying, it's like the Book of Pern. There's so many in between. Kat watched the movies. Okay. Yeah, so if you watch the movies of Lord of the Rings, you could get into the Wheel of Time. It's a heavy read. I mean, if you're watching the Amazon series, the series is shit. I'm just going to say it. The effects are great. The way they do channeling is amazing. There's a few things that I disagree with that they could have done better, like showing the different elements that are going into the weaves. But that's a minor detail. That's not that big a deal overall, because I mean, what they did was really amazing. But the story has like nothing to do with the actual books. They share names, and that's about it. So like when I watch the series, I have to watch it as if it's inspired by or a different story from that same world. I have to. Otherwise, I cannot watch it at all.
Wow.
Kind of like how people were when they talked about the Sword of Truth series. The books and the TV show, completely different. People who watch the TV show, like me, that never read the books, loved the show and was pissed when it was canceled. People that read the books and watched the show rejoiced when it was canceled. Kat just said, I think I have at least the first Wheel of Time in audiobook format. The Eye of the World. Fantastic book. They actually split that book in half because Robert Jordan's rather wordy, so his books are rather large. They actually split that book in half. The first half being called From the Two Rivers, and the second half being The Eye of the World. Not The Eye of the World. They called it something else. Might have been The Green Man. The point being trying to appeal to a younger audience by having a thinner book. Because if you look at the size of the book for The Fires of Heaven, holy shit, dude. Which is the one I'm in right now, an audiobook. This will make the 5th time for me going through The Fires of Heaven.
Nice.
To say I like it, it would be an understatement. Like, I'll go ahead and do other audiobooks, and by the time I'm done with another audiobook, I'm sitting there going, I want the Wheel of Time series again. It's like, that's a very large commitment. I need to get some other books knocked out of the way first. After I get like 2, 3, 4 books knocked out of the way, yeah, I'm back in the Wheel of Time series again.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey guys, I don't want to cut it too short here on my end, but I'm going to bounce.
Hey, it's good having you back.
Yeah, no, good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to give everybody an update there, and maybe I'll try to get on again not too long from now.
That'd be great. Hopefully, after you're not working 16-hour days.
Fingers crossed.
By the way, funny little thing, because I keep seeing your Aftershock shirt.
Yeah.
A friend of a friend up in Medford saw the poster for the Aftershock that's coming this year.
Yeah,
and
with,
Rob Zombie, Slipknot, Evanescence, Kiss, My Chemical Romance, Shine Down,
Muse.
Lamb of God, Muse,
Evanescence, you say?
Papa Roach. Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing lineup that they have. Okay, day one, Thursday, your headliners, Rob Zombie, Slipknot, Evanescence. You also have Stone Temple Pilots, Killswitch Engage, Bad Religion, Ghost Main, Nothing More, Ice Nine Kills, Alex is on Fire, Code Orange, Fever 333, Crown of the Empire, Amigo the Devil, Ho 9909, Poor Stacy, New Year's Day, Cherry Bombs, Vendo, If I Die First, Solence, Super Bloom, and Bloody Wood. That's just day one.
Now,
Wow.
I will say, I don't know, kind of a douche for this one, but I would have preferred last year. I mean, not just because we had Metallica headline. I could have skipped that. I've already seen them. I would have been more stoked about the Thursday last year, which the headliner was Limp Bizkit.
Oh. All right, so here's the top bands. Friday, Judas Priest, Kiss, Lamb of God, Chevelle, Bullet for My Valentine. I'm just going for like the bigger ones. Of course, one of my favorites of all time, Gwar. I almost want to go just for Gwar, but I hate festivals. Just too many people.
Oh yeah, well the last one I went to, crap, I forget who was there.
Apocalyptica is day 2.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, the last one I went to, who was there? Falling in Reverse, Korn, I forget. But man, after the last day, I was dog sick for like a week and a half.
I believe it. Saturday, Papa Roach, My Chemical Romance, A Day to Remember are your headliners. Hailstorm is in there. Theory of a Dead Man. And then, of course, after that, it just gets to be more and more... Dead Poet Society, that's an old one. Airborne. And then Sunday is Shinedown, Muse, Bring Me the Horizon. Zach Sabbath is one I would be interested in. It's Black Sabbath with Zach Wilde.
Oh, nice. Real quick, off subject, before I take off, have I shown you this? Right there.
No. Dude, that's beautiful.
It's a faux on the front there. It's not really what it looks like, but yeah, it's fun. It's a little 22.
So basically, it's a glorified pellet gun.
It is, but it is, dude. Seriously, it's got like a 25 round mag on there, and after just going, I giggle like a little schoolgirl every time.
See, now I'm looking at last year's. I actually probably would have gone to last year's. I mean, Metallica ran twice, the original Misfits, but my favorite out of all of it, Faith No More.
Yeah.
With Anthrax the same day. Yeah, I would go just for that. Just that one day. Faith No More and Anthrax. I would have loved to have gone to see Metallica during their heyday. Now James Hetfield's voice is just not the same. It's just not the same.
I saw them when they were at the, the Golden One Arena in downtown Sac.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago. I saw them when they were there for that. The first Aftershock I went to, let's see. Hold on.
But I just love how the internet sees it and goes, this can't be real. It's like, oh yeah, it's fucking real, dudes. This is no bullshit. Aftershock is probably one of the biggest music festivals in the country. It didn't start that way, but it has become that.
So the first one I went to, it was on Saturday. The 3 headliners were 9 Inch Nails, Perfect Circle, and Run the Jewels.
I would have been there in a heartbeat for that. I love A Perfect Circle. I love 9 Inch Nails. Although I did
Sunday,
get to see them live together back when they were just touring, just the two of them.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. I was so happy about that one. The on Sunday it was Ozzy Osbourne was the headliner. Five Finger Death Punch. Marilyn Manson was supposed to be there, but like a few weeks beforehand, he was climbing on something on stage and broke his leg, so he ended up backing out of it. So then Hailstorm was number 3.
Just saying, Dave Grohl kept playing while getting casted.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I agree.
Like, I am not a Foo Fighters fan, but I am a Dave Grohl fan. Like, yeah. I don't, like, the music's not really my cup of tea. There's a few songs I like, but it's not really my cup of tea, but Dave Grohl's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I as a person, I thoroughly enjoy him. So, but
Papa Roach Cat gave Papa Roach a thumbs up. Kat said, yeah, I was so disappointed with the Harry Potter movies. I never read the books, so I like the movies. Also said that your gun illegal in California with a 25-round mag. Yep, that's true.
It's a good thing they make it 10, but it's still illegal because it's a semi-automatic rifle and it doesn't have all the other stupid features they make you have with that style of a weapon.
Yep.
Oh, but this is legal. Oh, hold on.
Well, you see, it's because it has the camo on the stock. It's not a scary black gun.
Yeah, no, that, well, here, there's that one too. It's a scary brown gun.
I was going to say, those are the same gun, aren't they?
No, that's a 308, 300 Win Mag.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, KZ had a hobby. Still has a hobby.
Oh, yeah.
And what's sad, what's funny is that as restrictive as California is, it's not actually the worst for guns. I say that's New York. It's bad for gun owners, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not the worst, but it's getting there. It's up there.
The big issue I have, and this is okay, I really don't like going political, but I'm going to on this just for a minute. California is a microcosm of the United States in that it is largely rural with small, very dense population centers. When you live, say, Mount Shasta, it's a good idea to have a gun that could drop a black bear, because you might have to. It's good to have a gun that could drop a mountain lion that's hunting you on your own property, because you might have to.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just defense against other people, and it's not just for hunting. It could be defense against Mother Nature itself.
Yeah.
I mean, your parents, when they lived over in Timber Hills, there was that black bear that tried breaking into the house.
Yeah, no, exactly. So just real quick, and I know you know this, but so the scary brown gun is that guy. The hunting rifle is that one.
Nice.
Yes. But anyways, so I will let you guys go. Enjoyed it. I will be back, hopefully sooner than later.
Yep, and you know you're always welcome to come back as a co-host if you ever want, even if it's just, you know, a guest co-host.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. And you guys have a wonderful time. It was great to talk again, and we'll be back.
Have a great night.
Thank you. You guys too.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
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 And he's not leaving yet. He's still there.
The button's not letting me push the button.
Oh no.
I think it's user error.
I'm telling you, it's something. Oh, I have to move the little camera thing. Bye.
Your sign! Your sign in the background! We were just talking about it.
Which one?
Your highway sign.
Oh, yes. My hold on.
That one.
Oh, and then I also have that one.
Yeah.
It was a going away present from my guys down there in California when I left. So
nice. I tried.
Yep.
I tried stealing a handicap parking sign to put over my sister's bed back when I was a teenager.
Wow.
Oh, awesome. All right, guys, take her easy. Have a good one.
Hey, you too.
Bye.
Bye. And Kat just popped off with, my dad went every week to the shooting range. He reloaded his own ammo. I, in parentheses, and my sister, learned gun safety, how to shoot at 10 years old. Honestly, that's a good age to learn gun safety. Because, I mean, there's still stories all over in the media right now that still pop up on occasion where 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old saved their family. You know, because, like, the adults were incapable for whatever reason. So, yeah.
Right.
My grandfather, he used to reload his own ammo. I used to help him melt the lead. I still remember getting a drop of fucking hot-ass liquid lead between my toes and the blisters that formed and popped instantly. Yeah, don't wear flip-flops when playing with lead. Read my comment. Well, okay. Well, KZ's not on right now, but good luck, KZ. Please come back again from Kat. So if you hear that, there you go. I will actually send it to him as well. And yes, they always unnecessarily change things. In movies, from the books, I still say the most accurate book to movie transition ever, The Green Mile. I have yet to find a better one. And even that, 2 details. 2, they were minor. But if you were going to go that accurate, why the fuck would you get rid of 2 minor details? I mean, even the dialogue in many parts of the movie were a word-for-word duplicate from the book. It was that good that good a translation between the two, or transition. Have you ever seen The Green Mile, C?
No.
I know you're not a big movie person.
No, I'm not. Again, I have to like mentally prep myself to like just sit down and watch the movie.
So it's a Stephen King story. It has a little bit of supernatural into it. Not all Stephen King stuff is supernatural. Like The Shawshank Redemption, there's nothing supernatural about it. It's just a really good fucking story. The Green Mile is about a head guard at a supermax prison. At the time, they didn't have supermax; it was a maximum security. And the Green Mile was a green floor, and they were in the death sentence wing. So him and Tom Hanks was the head guard, and it was him and a few others. Their job was to take care of the people who were on death row. And
Okay.
it was always called walking the last mile when you walk to your execution. And this place had an electric chair. And since the floor was green, they called it the Green Mile.
Okay.
It's really good. It is really, really good. It shows that some people cannot be redeemed. It shows that some people can be redeemed, but they can't get any more appeals. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Each character is so distinct. And there's a lot of character growth, too. It is so good.
I'm trying to think. There was a movie that my dad used to watch a lot where it was like one of the people had a mouse and he was going to...
The French
Is
dude.
that it?
Yeah, that's the Green Mile.
Oh, well, damn. I have watched it before.
So, the 2 tiny details that they didn't put into the movie. One of them is that the Frenchman fed the mouse mints, which translates to the padded cell. When they were clearing it out after they shut down, that they could smell the mints in that room because that's where the mouse always went. That's where the mouse hid. The second little tiny detail, I don't know if it was in the movie or not. I can't remember because it's been so long. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe that was just the 2 details. The other one was that the mouse was alive decades later. And Tom Hanks was like, if the mouse is still alive with just a little bit of help from Glenn Coffey, how long am I going to live?
Right.
Yeah. So good. Oh my god, it was so good. Oh, Kat said the only book of King's that made a great movie. So there's 2. I'm going to have to check that out.
Okay.
The biggest problem, I think, with Stephen King books to Stephen King movies is that they don't consult Stephen King in making of the movie.
Oh.
So the movies tend to go way different. I think it was Midnight Shift was the name of the book. It's a collection of short stories. In those short stories, there's Children of the Corn, which was made into a movie. There was The Lawnmower Man, which was made into a movie. And there was a couple others in that collection of short stories that were made into movies. The Lawnmower Man, the short story, versus The Lawnmower Man, the movie. The only thing they have in common was the lawnmower. That's it.
Yeah.
The Lawnmower Man in the book, it was just a one afternoon event, and it was terrifying. In the movies, they made him go through this procedure, and he started becoming more electronic, and he interfaced with electronics. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Shouldn't have kept the name. The Langoliers, great until you see what they are. It, the original, great until you see what they are. I haven't seen the new one. I really want to. I've heard amazing things about it.
We've seen that one quite a few times. During Halloween, we were doing like a binge of horror movies, and we let the girls watch it. Every single time we walk past one of those drains, they say, "The clown lives there." And yes, the clown does live there. But it's okay. The clown can't get you while I'm here.
Right. Pennywise.
Yeah, every single one. They're like, the clown lives there. Well, the clown lives there too.
Okay, so you know the new It? Did you ever see the outtake where the kid actually gets the shit back and walks away? And Pennywise is like, what the fuck? That's not how it's supposed to go.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's I thought it was just a CG, someone was really good with their editing of it. No, it was real. It's like, yeah, actually, Kat was right. Shawshank Redemption was another one that was actually really close to the book. It was really close. Not as close as Green Mile, but still really close. They also took from that same... Okay, so Shawshank Redemption is from different seasons. Awesome book. It's 4 stories. Fucking amazing. My favorite story out of the 4 was Apt Pupil. The movie fucking blew. It blew monkey chunks. It had an amazing lead actor, Ian McKellen. Who also plays Gandalf, who also plays Magneto. Legendary actor. And he couldn't carry this movie. It was so bad.
Wow.
But when they consult Stephen King, the books and the movies and the TV show start getting really good. Imagine that. Ask the guy that invented the fucking thing how he thinks the movie's going.
Exactly.
Kat just said that movie was so stupid, Langoliers. It was... my biggest thing is with a lot of the horror movies out there, and this is not just Stephen King, this is just horror in general. Never show the threat. Keep it a mystery all the way to the end. Except for very few exceptions. Like Alien. Alien was fucking amazing. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, it's great. Oh, God, that? Really? Jeepers Creepers was the scariest goddamn movie I had ever seen in my life until one specific event. And everybody that has watched the movie knows exactly what I'm talking about. When the wing pops up, the movie was ruined. It was over.
Wow.
Kat, the book, it was terrifying. Movie was good until the monster was revealed. Exactly. Pet Sematary was good. I'm just going to say it. That was just good. Cujo was fucking ruined because they changed the ending. They made it a happy Hollywood ending instead of the fucking tragedy that it was in the book. If I hadn't borrowed that book, I would have thrown it across the room and then tossed it into my fireplace and set fire to it.
Damn.
It's that good a book. That it caused that kind of reaction. Another one that caused me to lose my shit. I couldn't even finish the book. I could not finish the book. Toxin. By... Oh, God, what's that person's name? Robin Cook. Yeah, there's a scene where the protagonist's daughter dies in his hands at the same exact age as my daughter was at the time. Yeah, no. Could not deal with it. I could not handle it. Kat said the same thing I was saying. What a concept, right? Why consult the author?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I ever wrote a book and they're talking about movie rights, I'm like, look, I will sell movie rights under the condition that they have to bring me on as a consultant, and I have final say on the major plot points. I will not allow my book to be ruined. I will bend to their expertise and say, look, you know what you're capable of doing more than I am, because when I write, my imagination is my canvas. I have no limitations. In movies, there's limitations. There's limitations on the actors and what they can and can't do. Some actors are better at acting in certain ways than others. Even with CG, there's still limitations. So yeah, I will bend to that, but it's like if you try to ruin the story, no. Mm-mm.
Right.
No. I still think that my story that I wrote, and I'm not trying to be like a braggart or anything, I think the Herb Garden would make a great short. If you went with it nearly exactly how it was, I think it would be one of those shorts that would just blow people's minds. Did you ever read my story, The Herb Garden?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'll send it to you.
You're asking the wrong person. I've got terrible memory.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I did this morning.
Yeah, no, I love it when I'm like, yeah, dinner was great last night. Wait, what did I eat? I remember I liked it, I think. Of course, my favorite one is, did I take my pills this morning?
When I do that, I just skip. Like, I don't want to take the chance.
Yeah, doubling down on antidepressants is bad.
Yeah, one time I accidentally took my evening meds during the morning.
Oops.
Which, yeah.
I don't know why I'm so tired all day.
No wonder.
Yeah.
It makes me fall asleep almost like that, especially because I'm just getting back on it. I was taking it at 6, but I take it at 8 now. I would fall asleep so fast at 6, and it sucked.
Clearly, it's not Ambien.
It's Latuda and Mirazapine, whatever. It starts with an M.
Marzipan! Oh, that's just really delicious stuff. No, I was given Ambien, and if anyone has ever had Ambien, or especially if you haven't had Ambien, the people that have taken it will be able to attest to this. Do exactly as the label says. Take it and immediately go lay down. Turn off everything. Close your eyes. Let it put you to sleep. It's not going to make you all that tired, but it's enough to knock you out when you are in a good position to do so. Make sure you're in a safe area. Drop the temperature down so it's cool. Do all the right things. The sleep hygiene is important. Because if you don't... let's just say that everything for me sounded like a great idea. Didn't matter how bad it was. Inhibition just gone. Completely gone. Yeah, I did some really stupid and bad things on Ambien. Yeah. And I've heard of stories where people black out on Ambien and wind up doing completely stupid things that they would never do.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a reason why they are hesitant to give Ambien unless you absolutely need it. Or if you've used it before. So yeah. But that's literally a sleeping pill. That's what it's for.
Okay.
Oh, that's brilliant. Kat just said, I turn my bottle over for my script. That way I know if I've taken it.
You turn the what?
When she takes her medication, she turns the bottle over. If the bottle's upside down, she took it.
Oh.
Do you flip it back over before you go to bed? That's what I'm wondering. It's like, when do you flip it back over? For me, I only do morning. Like my pills are just once a day. That's it. I could do them in the morning. I could do them in the evening, whenever I want, as long as I do it regularly. I have it where they sit on a shelf in my bathroom above my toilet at eye level. So when I get up in the morning and I go pee, guess what I'm staring at? Makes it pretty hard to forget.
Right.
But all it takes is one interruption in routine, and I'll fucking forget. Yeah. Like, oh, gotta get up and get the kids dressed right now and out the door, and I don't do my morning pee. Or if I do it in the other bathroom. And then, oh yeah,
right.
Guess what I'm not looking at?
Right.
And then later on, I'm like, I feel kind of weird. Did I take my meds today? I don't know, Bexy, you got that one really fancy schmancy one where it like pops open the right lids at the right time or some shit like that, and she has a schedule on her phone for it, and yeah.
I have to put on alarms. Even then, I just kind of turn them off sometimes and I take it later.
My problem is with alarms is I get so used to them, I just start dismissing them without thinking about it. So I can't depend on them.
I always look at them. Always.
I have my alarm schedule memorized, so I'll be like, oh, it's just that. I have one for the podcast still and one for the pre-show. But yeah, you know. I already know. So as long as I'm not sick, I don't need them. But, you know, it is kind of nice. I hear it go off and I'm like, oh, time to go. Bye. Oh, see, for you to know. I might be able to DM for you.
Yeah?
Because...
You think you would be okay with a bunch of, like, minors and teenagers?
It's sharing something that I love that has nothing to do with age or gender or anything.
Oh, I know, but, like,
Yeah,
we're all kind of young.
So?
Well, quite a few of them are younger than me, but yeah.
As long as they're okay with having an old fuddy-duddy running, I'm fine with it. We're just gaming. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, do you really want to play Call of Duty with like 15 to 16-year-olds? I don't care. I want to play. You know?
Right.
I get my Sunday afternoons free. Not Sunday evenings, Sunday afternoons.
I can't do Sunday afternoons. I cook, remember?
Yeah, it's all day.
Sometimes.
Damn.
Depends what I make, to be honest. This weekend, I'm going to make something good for my dad.
Oh, yeah, Father's Day.
And also, he really needs it right now.
Yeah, we were talking about that just a little bit ago on the podcast. I'm going up to see my dad on Saturday, and then Sunday my kids want to take me out to lunch.
Aww.
And my wife's going to go visit her dad on Sunday. Of course, my dad's like, how come I don't get Father's Day? I'm like, because I have my kids that want me on Father's Day, and guess what? I like me better. My dad and I, we rip into each other constantly, but it's just fun ribbing each other.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you ever like when I'm not in Facebook jail, you can see like when we do our dad joke wars. If you have my dad, if you're following him as well as myself, you'll see that we always give like the crying emote to each other, and then we always give like a really like what the hell is wrong with you kind of gif. Meanwhile, we're laughing our asses off at each other's jokes, and like we actually have family, like his brothers and sisters, my uncles and aunts, wondering if we really are upset at each other over the jokes, and it just makes it funnier. You're like, you should know who we are,
Right.
All right, so Kat was just saying, was talking about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, bottle is right side up. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's upside down. Sunday, it's upside down and label turned around. And then, yes, suspected ADHD. Doctor thinks so. My sister thinks so. I'm taking something, so it's currently undiagnosed. Yeah, becoming, I hate to say the word, but it's really what it is, a slave to routine to get things done that you need to get done is a sign of ADHD. Like, I have to hang my keys up in the same spot, or I'll lose my keys. I have to have my meds at the first thing in the morning, or I'll just forget. So many things in my life, it's like if I don't place something just right, I will forget. And I'll be like, where the hell did it go?
Right.
My favorite's when it's in my hand and I'm still looking for it. That's fun.
I once had my headphones on my head and I was feeling around my neck and I was like, where the fuck were they?
Yeah. Oh, I get that.
My phone too. I like had it like in my pocket and I was like, where the fuck is it? Yeah.
You know, the worst one I want to do just as a joke, but I nearly did it in real, actual did it, was texting someone, I can't find my phone. Oh, wait. It's in my hands.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was sober when I did that.
Hey, I have to go soon. I'm charging my phone and I'm lagging real bad now.
I see that. Yeah, and I gotta go too. So, let's see here. I think we have a guest next week. Do we?
Really?
23rd? No. We need to get a guest. 30th?
Correct.
2 weeks. That's the PhD holder in psychology.
Woo!
When I first mentioned the podcast, it was... God, we were still in the first season, and she was new grad. Now she's had a couple of years under her belt, and now she's ready to go ahead and come on and give us a talk.
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Devern, for jumping in while you did. Thank you, Kat, for hanging out with us to the end.
Yeah.
We will get a guest. I'm not worried about it that much. There's the two people from TikTok that one of them, the one I kept been like super excited about the eating disorders. They are in a very tough situation right now. They need to go into rehab. They will probably be like the isolation rehab 90 days kind of thing. So yeah, probably not going to happen this season. That's fine. I'd rather they not die. And I'd rather that they get a better relationship with food and get healthier. Even though that's actually a trigger of theirs to say, oh, you look healthy. They hear healthy and they think fat. But they also know it's one of their triggers they need to manage. It's not our job to avoid it. So if we accidentally step into it, oops. But don't go and harp on it, because that's fucked up. Once you know someone's trigger, don't fucking harp on it. Seriously. Like, I have a couple of minor triggers. I'm sure she has your triggers. And if I accidentally hit one and you let me know, yeah, I'm not going to harp on it. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid it. Just because it's a common decency thing. Even though it is your trigger. Just like my triggers. I don't want people to have to avoid it. I want to work on it. But it's nice if they don't harp on it.
Right.
So yeah, we got a couple of things there. Kat, I really want you on in an episode. I know you don't want to, but I really want you on in an episode. You don't even have to go by Kat. You can go by dog. All right, so until next week, I'm E.
I'm C.
And we'll catch you later.